everybody's attention, we're going to get this program on the way here. If you would bow with me, we're going to bless this meal and this event here this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the new wonderful blessings you recently blessed upon us in this life. We thank you for Farm Bureau and this organization to be able to put events on like this and be able to meet our elected officials and possibly new elected officials to come and get to know them and what they can do to help us. Pray that you have bit this meal that we had this evening and bless the hands that prepared it and nourished our bodies. And pray that as each one of us return to our respective places this evening, we all have safe travels to our home. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. We want to thank the Farm Bureau Board. We want to thank Kelly for staying up all night cooking our barbecue for this evening. It was very good. And we're glad to put this event on every election year and get to meet all of our existing candidates and new candidates for our elected offices in our state and county government level. And we've got Dustin Hill here. He's going to moderate us, and he'll explain our rules for engagement here tonight. And I think that's all I have until the end. So if you could, Dustin Hill, take it over.
Thank you, Jim. Dustin Hill. I work out of the state office in Little Rock. I serve 13 counties across the Southwest District. And just to let y'all know, we encourage all of our county farm bureaus to put on an event like this to help the community become aware of who they're electing for a state, national, and local levels. And just another, congratulations to Kelly and his staff, because of my 13 counties, this is by far the largest Meet the Candidate meeting that I attend in my district, and it's of the 75 counties in the state, it's one of the largest that's produced by any farm bureau here in the state. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to all of you as well for coming out and making this event successful, because without the local folks coming out that are voting for these candidates, this wouldn't be possible. Tonight we're going to start off. I'm going to introduce some unopposed seats, and if you're here, if you would just stand. These spots, we won't be speaking tonight, but we just like for you to stand and be recognized if you're here. First is Circuit Clerk Dana Phillips, right here in the back. For Tax Assessor Billy Joe Pearson. Justice of the Peace 3, Charles Goodwin. Justice of the Peace 4, Rex Leonard. Justice of the Peace 5, Lenora Jackson. County Clerk, Angela Brazel. And Treasurer, Tax Collector, Michelle Perkison. At-large Position 1, Christy Dunbar. And there's a Justice of the Peace 2, Paul Mayer. He couldn't be here tonight due to a family emergency, but he did send his regards. We're going to move into the introduction of the county judge opponents. These opponents will have 4 minutes each to speak, 4 minutes of total time. If they would like to have some rebuttal time, they may yield part of their time when they begin to speak for rebuttal, so they'll have a total of, just so you know, as a candidate, you have a total of 4 total minutes here at the podium. But the first candidate that we have that we'll be hearing from is Janice Caskey? You can come over.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Cheese E. Caskey. My husband is Speedy Caskey from Bradley. And I've been in Arkansas nearly 3 years now. I'm originally from Southwest Missouri, the Branson area. Everybody knows Branson. And I was a road district commissioner. It's the same office as the county judge did. But I was I found it very interesting because I got to learn about working on the roads, learning about the different ways to fix a road. Well, where I'm from, the roads were made of gravel. We had 57 miles, 55 was gravel. So when the 2015 flood came, which was a 100-year flood, it wiped out 55 miles. It took us 2 years with FEMA and SEMA's help to fix those roads back to where they were before the flood. Then again, in 2022, another flood came. And what hadn't been fixed before was taken down again. During the time I was there 7.5 years, we were able to purchase, and not go into debt, but purchase a new backhoe, a new tractor and brush hog, and a new grader, brand new grader. We were able to finance it through the company Caterpillar in Kansas City. My maintenance man was able to go there and watch it be put together, and then he was trained because it was computerized, where the one he had been operating was a manual. Well, when I left there, we had accomplished all that, got our roads fixed, and we still had a savings of $27,000 that we would put money from the FEMA and the SEMA, what we didn't have to use, we put that in there. We also had money from the forestry, because it's Mark Twain National Forest, and the money that goes from cutting the trees goes to the county pot, and then it's distributed. My county, or my district, was the 11th largest one, and we were the only district that received the full $125,000. In the 7 years that I worked as a road district commissioner, we take $165,000 every year, plus $125,000 for 2 years. There was a lot of money that I handled, and I had to do all the contracts, do the negotiations between farmers and the road district. We accessed every bit of the gravel we lost, as well as stored tons of gravel for future use. We also take and blew out a mountainside with the help of the Corps of Engineers and the Department of Natural Resources. We blew out the side of a mountain, and we were able to obtain all the number 2 base, the boulders, small stones, whatever. And we were able to store that in various places along the roadside so that if something happened again, we didn't have to buy materials. Yes?
Oh, this is the time.
Oh, I can't see that.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. BEMA, back to Dell. If I'm elected, the roads are my major concern. The roads here of Lafayette County are in pretty bad shape. And you all know that some of the roads are being encroached by the grader operator. There's no ditches, and the roads are supposed to be 50 feet across. And there's supposed to be ditches between the fields and the road. Well, there is none. So the water goes down the road. And thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Valeria Clark.
How's everybody this evening? First of all, I would like to thank Farm Bureau for hosting this event. They always do a great job. And I want to thank Kelly and his team for their commitment to Lafayette County on being a good community partner. And Kelly, I appreciate all you and your team do for Lafayette County. I think we should give them a big round of applause. My name is Valerie Clark, and I'm your county judge, and I've been able to serve you all for the past 3 going on 4 years. These are some of the things that I have accomplished during my first term in office. I have sat on some of the biggest stages in the United States and represented Lafayette County in a very, very positive way. I was able to sit on the panel for the first Lithium Innovation Summit. That was the first one that I think the United States has had, and that was in February of 24. And then I was also able to sit on the second panel for the Innovation Summit in 25, and I got to represent the county all together. And to me, that was so important because lithium it's here, and just to know that I can represent the county and try to help this county move forward means the world to me. I've also been involved in 2 multi-million-dollar businesses coming into the county. One was from one of our very own constituents here in the county, and I was great to see that happen. The other one is a $22 million investment coming into the county, which those are huge for Lafayette County. We've had talking about the lithium, we're trying to move our county forward to where we will be prepared for the industry that is coming our way. We are making improvements to the transfer station, trying to make sure that we have all the sanitation in line. We're working on rural water for the county. I was also elected by my other county judge constituents to serve on the executive board for the Arkansas Judges Association, which is a huge honor. In 2025, I was able to declare 2 disasters within 2 weeks of each other. And as my opponent said, talking about the roads, well, you can't help a natural disaster. And that cost the county right at $225,000 for 2 disasters. So inflation is high and things are very, very expensive. I had brought some handouts. One of the things I wanted to kind of touch on real briefly is the tax dollars. We all talk about how much money, taxes bring in, road department. We roughly brought in $4.3 million, I think, last year in tax dollars, and out of that, right about $234,000 went to the road department. The other amounts went to the school and to county general and to the library. Let's see. I also want to briefly point out the 1 cent sales tax. We're trying to pass this 1 cent sales tax to make sure we can continue to move our county forward. You've got to have great road infrastructure, but you also have to have economic development. And we have to make sure that we have these things in place to continue to move our county forward. I'm fixing to wrap this up. One of my last sessions that I had with my counselor, she asked me what would I want people to remember about me through adversity, through good times and bad times as being the county judge. And I told her that I would hope the people of this county would always remember that I gave this county everything I have kept my head down, I have kept myself together, I have worked to support this county in every way that I know how. And I would just ask that you would remember and vote for me on March the 3rd, and vote smart, vote Clark. Thank you.
All right, it's door prize times. So if you'll turn your attention to the back, the first door prize is going to be donated by the Fayette County Farm Bureau. Beth McDowell. Okay, we're going to give a $25 gift certificate to Burns from Charlie Goodman. Jordan Roten, is that right? Close. Roughton. All right, we're going to move into candidates for the county sheriff. As this will be the same rules as the last, be 4 minutes total time. If you'd like to yield some of that time for rebuttal, you may. We're going to start tonight with candidate Jeff Black.
I need to be able to get out here where I can talk to you. I want to thank Farm Bureau for allowing this. We need more of this. I mean, if you look out here, man, there's a lot of people that showed up tonight, so they're very interested. What I want to touch on tonight is, since I came in 2023, and just so y'all know, I asked the previous sheriff, Obi Sims, would he come up and do this? And he wouldn't do it for me. So, I want to tell y'all, we have come a long ways. We have trained a lot of people. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for my guys and girls, we couldn't make it. They have all really dedicated themselves to being seen in this county, all over the county. We try to cover it all, of course. You know, our numbers hurt, but we're a small county, and we've got to make it happen. Since 2023, we have stayed within our budget all the way. We have actually turned in, not a lot, but we've turned in a little bit every year at the end. So we fight real hard to stay within our budgets. I tell the guys all the time, y'all, we're going through growing pains. That's simple as heck. And there's going to be friction amongst us when we're growing. It's just, we've got some stuff getting ready to come into this county that's going to affect every one of us. Just Sheriff's Department alone, you think about bringing in 1,000 workers. I'm telling you, they're not all angels. We're going to be busy. And we're going to have to be able to step up to the plate and take care of it. And I've got a group right now, I have full confidence in they'll do the job. We're going to need y'all to help us in any way you can. You know, sometimes I have to come out and ask for things. And I'm going to tell you about this county. Everything this sheriff's office has asked for, y'all have given it to us. I mean, it's just unbelievable how the support is. I want to move over now to our jail. Y'all, our jail is producing about max right now. We've been able to, in the last couple of years, be able to turn back some money back to the county general. As y'all know, y'all fully finance this sheriff's office completely. So if we can turn money back, it really makes a difference. We have made probably $200,000 to $250,000 worth of repairs. We still got a long ways to go. And I tell them all the time, we're doing a good job, but we can do a lot better. We gotta keep trying. We gotta go in there every day and do our job. And as long as I'm there, we're gonna do the best job we can. So I really appreciate y'all's vote in the November election. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Robert Drake.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to sincerely thank each and every one that's here tonight to come out and support this function. My name is Robert Drake. I'm proud to say that I've been a citizen of this county for 30 plus years. This is where I raised my family, built my career, and learned the value of faith, service, and community. I'm a retired law enforcement officer with roughly 12 years of my career serving as Chief of Police of Standards. Law enforcement wasn't a job for me. It was a calling. During my career, I worked every day to keep our community safe and treat people with fairness and respect and make decisions that put people first. I'm not a very good speaker, so I'm also a Navy veteran. My time in the service taught me discipline, accountability, and importance of leadership. Those values have stayed with me throughout my career. My faith is very important to me. I'm a member of the First Baptist Church of Lewisville, and I believe strongly in serving others with integrity and doing what's right, even when it's not easy to do. If I'm elected, my commitment is simple: to be a sheriff for the people of Lafayette County. To support our deputies, strengthen trust with the community, and ensure that Lafayette County remains a safe place to live, work, and raise a family. Before I close, I want to say this: if you have any questions, concerns, or just want to talk, I would genuinely love to come visit with you. Thank you again for being here tonight. Thank you for your support, and thank you for believing in our county. And above all, God bless you and God bless Lafayette County.
Okay, before we move to our next set of candidates, we're going to go back to door prize time. Once again, the first door prize will be sponsored by Lafayette County Farm Bureau. Jessica Carpenter. Hey, we got one more. Now we're also gonna draw for another $25 gift card, sponsored by Charlie Goodman. Tommy Goodman. We're going to move to Justice of the Peace 1. Dale Tatum is unable to be here tonight, so we're going to move to the next candidate that will be speaking, and that's Jeremy Kitchens.
long speech here, but I left it back there, so. My name's Jeremy Kitchens. I've lived in the district that I represent for almost 40 years now, and I got the opportunity to serve as JP, and running again, and I would like your vote, and I will continue to do what is the best for the people of District 1, and that's pretty much all I got to say.
All right, we're going back to door prizes again. Stacy Mitchell, door prize by the Fayette County Farm Bureau. And for the $25 gift card from Charlie Goodwin, Edwin Rogers. To the U.S. Senate race. These candidates will have 8 minutes each. Following the same rules, they may yield part of their time for rebuttal if they would like. We're going to begin tonight with Hallie Schaffner.
Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all having me out today. Thank you to the Farm Bureau. Thank you to Lafayette County. I appreciate the warm welcome today. My name is Hallie Schaffner. I am the 6th generation farmer who is running to unseat Tom Cotton in the United States Senate. I am from Newport, Arkansas, if anyone knows where that is. It's the northeast part of the state. We're in the Arkansas Delta. You know where Batesville is? You roll down out of the hills of the Ozarks into the river bottoms. That is where we grow mostly soybeans and rice. As the 6th generation farmer, I grew up in the fields farming alongside both my parents in a little farming community called Schaffner, Arkansas, which a lot of people think is impressive. There are 10 of us, we're all related. My dad, the 5th generation, he was our farm manager. So I grew up scouting cotton with him. We'd ride around, roll out poly pipe. I have chopped thousands of weeds out of soybeans and cotton fields. I have spent hours mowing and bush hogging. Kind of a little bit different about me growing up is that my dad had the very good fortune of marrying my mom, who is a native of Florida, but she's an agricultural research scientist. She has a degree in plant physiology. And so I grew up working alongside her. She would do field trials for the University of Arkansas and ASU. So I like to tell people I grew up learning both the art and the science of the agricultural industry. And I think beyond that, I was just a really typical farm kid. I rode horses, I did barrel racing and rodeo, I had a herd of pet goats that I showed in 4-H, played high school basketball, sang in the choir. It was, we did not have a lot growing up, but it was a great way to grow up. And I think as we do when we grow up, we realize our parents were trying to teach us something. Mine were trying to teach me how to live a good life. And that is, you earn your place on this earth through sweat and service to your community. And I took that to heart at a very young age. I did really well in school, worked very hard, graduated top of my class at Newport High School. I got a full ride scholarship to Vanderbilt University in Nashville. I came home after graduating. I have a Master of Public Service from the Clinton School of Public Service. I like to tell people I don't have a degree in farming, but I do have a degree in what I'm running to do right now, which is public service. So 9 years ago, my mom called and told me that my dad was starting to show signs of dementia and that he could not farm anymore. And she asked if I would come home, and I did. I managed 2,000 acres of soybeans, corn, rice, and wheat. We did not own 2,000 acres, we were mostly tenant farmers. And I tried to serve my community, even while farming. I was an advocate for conservation projects, regenerative farming practices, the financial sustainability of smaller family farms like mine. I worked on the Farm Bill with Senator Bozeman's office 2 years ago. I sat on a panel with Senator Bozeman and Wes Ward, our Ag Secretary, talking specifically about the Farm Bill. even though we actually never got it. And, you know, I did what my parents taught me to do. I worked very hard, and I served my community, and I felt like in the end it did not make a difference, because a year ago, we made the decision to close the farm. Because, as too many of y'all know in this room, it did not matter what we did or what crops we planted, it wasn't enough. And I remember the day we made the decision, I had 6 different spreadsheets. It was every field we had, what I thought I could grow, what I thought I could get for it, how much it would cost to produce it, and not one scenario made money. And our lender said, you can go another year. But I knew. I called my mom and I said, I cannot guarantee you that if we go another year, you might not lose your house or your land. We might not be able to hold that deep. And you don't have to be a farmer in Arkansas to know what that feels like. What it feels like to work hard and do everything right and still fall behind, not because we have failed, but because the system is rigged against us. I came into this race knowing that we were going to lose 25 to 33% of our farms. There are more closures coming. As many of y'all know, we are in a farm crisis that has deepened, continues to deepen. I came into this race knowing, I'm on the board of the Arkansas Food Bank, I came into this race knowing that we're the hungriest state in the country. 1 in 4 of our children will go to bed hungry tonight. That's 180,000 children in Arkansas. I came into this race knowing that 200,000 of our seniors in Arkansas are living in poverty and rely on Medicaid. I came into this race knowing that we're the 2nd sickest state in the country, just ahead of Louisiana. I don't want to have to say thank God for Mississippi or Louisiana or some other place that's just doing slightly worse than us. The first time I told the story about the farm closing, I started telling it online. Caught the attention of someone who asked if I'd come to Little Rock and tell the story, and I did. And I stood on stage in a church of about 800 people telling the story of the farm closing. 2 days before we held our auction, we auctioned off 350 lots from combines to wrench sets. So as I stood on that stage telling the story, people were hauling away the very last pieces of a continuously operating 150-year-old farm. Our elected officials did not show. They were in Little Rock, a few miles away, at a re-election fundraiser for my now opponent, Tom Cotton, at $7,000 a plate. Now, Hope has 2 daughters, Anger and Courage, and I was mad. Because still to this day, Tom Cotton hasn't said a single substantial word about what's happening to farmers in this state. I think he's shown us in the last 15 years. He's been in D.C., he doesn't care a whole lot about us at all. His only economic policy is tax cuts and loopholes for billionaires and land barons, and not the rest of us. He's undercutting Social Security and Medicare because he thinks those are entitlement programs. He wants to gut SNAP and Medicaid, even though we are the hungriest state in the country. We are the 2nd sickest state in the country. And he voted against the Farm Bill twice. So as he lined his political pockets, I made a decision that if I can't farm, I'm going to fight for this state. I'm going to fight for farmers and families and workers and hungry children right here. I am going to fight for a sustainable food system that puts money into the pockets of farmers, but also feeds our families and our kids in our public school cafeterias. I'm going to fight for my parents and every senior in this state who has worked a lifetime to earn the lifelines that are Social Security and Medicare. Because my parents, they did backbreaking work for decades, paying into the system, contributing to the economy, and they did it for me, so that I would have a better life. They deserve to retire in comfort and age in dignity. I will fight for every single person in Arkansas to help lift people up so that we don't need SNAP and Medicaid in Arkansas. Because there are neighbors, and right now there are people who know what it's like to work hard and do everything right and still fall behind, because ultimately we live in an economy that is rigged for the success of big corporations and DC politicians like Tom Cotton. I'm going to fight for Arkansas because I believe that to help this state, you have to know what it's like to live here right now, and I do. Tom Cotton is a resident of Virginia, and when he comes home, which is rare, he treats us like we're stupid, and we are not stupid. This is Arkansas. We are no strangers to making history in this state. We are home to some of the most powerful companies on this planet. They didn't grow in a vacuum. They succeeded because of the grit and smarts of Arkansas workers, products of our public school cafeteria, of our public schools. I believe in this state. I know that everyone else here believes in Arkansas just as much as I do, and I am not asking anyone in this room to change your party. I'm just asking, don't you think we can do a heck of a lot better than what we're doing right now? And if y'all send me to the Senate, I promise I will roll up my sleeves and get to work just like a farmer. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Ethan Dunbar.
Good evening, LaFayette County. Man, thank you all for being here, and thank you, Farm Bureau, for putting this on. This is always a good event. My name is Mayor Ethan Dunbar, and I've been doing this work for the last 10, 12 years since I retired. But I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God first. And I am seeking the Democratic nomination for the United States Senate, the seat currently held by Senator Tom Cotton. And I'll tell you this, you know, for me, this race is about working to represent the most vulnerable and underserved among us. And that encompasses a whole lot of Arkansas. So for me also, I think that we've got to put civility back into our politics. We've got to be able to work together across the party lines to be able to serve the constituents. I believe that our politicians, our current elected officials, they care more about party or themselves than they do the constituents they elect. And I feel like this is a divine calling for me. So let us pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Gracious Father, we thank you for this gathering tonight. I pray that what's done and said here is pleasing in your sight. In your Son, Jesus' name, amen. I retired in 2015 after 34 years of honorable service in the United States Army. I returned home to my hometown of Lewisville, and we formed a nonprofit organization focused on community needs and the voids that we had noticed in our community. I'm in my second term as mayor in the city of Lewisville. And, you know, that's been a job in itself, but we're working to rebuild the infrastructure first. A lot of things that we do you can't see, but, you know, we're working to get the money. We've been notified that through Senator Bozeman and the relationship with his office that we've got an appropriation for about $3.8 million to replace a bunch of our sewer lines and extend the sewer system out to North 6th Street. So that's the kind of work we've been doing over the last 2 years. I'm in my second term as mayor, and I serve also in Arkansas Lions Club. And I served in 2021 as the district governor for Arkansas Lions District 7L. I'm a member of the Stamps Rotary Club, past president of the Stamps Rotary Club, and I am a 33rd degree Mason and a man of God and a proud gun owner. I am a proud gun owner, and I have a concealed carry permit. So the Second Amendment, I do believe in that, you know. But I'll say this, during my time in service, I went to school at night and on weekends, and I earned my bachelor and my master's degree from the University of Maryland, and I hold a PhD in interdisciplinary leadership from the University of Central Arkansas in Conway. I am uniquely qualified for this Senate seat, to hold this Senate seat. I'll tell you this, I have extensive experience, I have a strong academic background, and I have battle-tested leadership. I understand what's needed to fight for these people in Arkansas is a high-poverty state, and we run about 4.5 percentage points higher than the national average at 16.5%. When you get into rural Arkansas, that goes up to 19%. And if you go over into the Delta, it gets up to 22% poverty. I think our elected leaders can do a lot better for us if they represent the citizens and the constituency more than their own personal interests. Tom Cotton doesn't live here. He doesn't. He's using this for his personal ambition. But I will say this, I will fight for the citizens of Arkansas the same way I was trained to fight for this nation for 34 years. I would ask you as my community, consider having a senator, a United States senator from right here that cares about economic and community development. I would just appreciate your support. Thank you.
Okay, before we move to the U.S. District 4 Congress race, we've got two of our Arkansas elected representative and senator here. We're gonna ask them to come up and say a few words if they'd like. So Steve and Wade, y'all can fight it out. Who goes first? I don't know. We'll see.
Senator Steve Kroll, and I'm going to kind of talk and then I'll hand it off to him. I'm not running again. I have 2 years before I have to run again. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did and kind of what's important to this particular county, lithium. So the quick thing is him and I teamed up. We did arguably the second largest incentive package to get businesses into the border of the state and in the border of Lafayette County. In that package, we talked about some of the things that had happened before we were in, where the severance tax stays at the state. Starting with this package, from now on, 100% of it comes back to your county for the damage that these companies do on the roads and everything. So that's kind of the big thing. There's a lot of stuff coming with lithium. Be patient. There's a lot of moving parts that you can't see, but we're working very, very hard, and we've got a good team, and I appreciate Farm Bureau for doing this, and I appreciate you all for coming on, because it is very important for everybody to be involved.
Hey y'all, so my part of District 98 here in Lafayette County, it's Buckner, Sampson, Lewisville, and like Steve said, him and I have been working on a bunch of stuff up in Little Rock. We probably talk, 2-3 times a week out of session, and almost every day when we're in session. So him and I got a great working relationship. No one filed against me on either Democrat or Republican tickets, so right now I'm unopposed. I love y'all, appreciate your support, and thank you to Farm Bureau for putting this on.
Okay, we're going to move into the U.S. Congress District 4 race, and we're going to hear from Stephen O'Donnell.
Good evening, folks. First, I'd like to thank the Lafayette County Farm Bureau for the invite. I sure appreciate it, and it's truly an honor for me to be here in front of you this evening, and I've had a chance to visit with a lot of you folks as you're coming through the door. But my name is Steve O'Donnell, and I'm running for the Democratic nomination to represent Arkansas's Congressional District 4. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I have 30-plus years background in business management in the fields of manufacturing and residential housing. I've been a 25-plus year business owner in the city of Hot Springs, Arkansas. I've been married for the last 22 years. I have 3 granddaughters, and I'm running for this race, running for this position to bring accountability back to Washington and actually reestablish a co-equal branch of government. So I would like to just keep it short, and I would really like to visit with some of you folks later, but I'm not going to take any more air out of the room. But I sure appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, we're getting close to wrapping this up, but we are going to move into our last election here, and that is for School Board Zone 5. And we'll hear from Daniel Wilson.
Well, thank you to Farm Bureau for putting on such a lovely event, and I have to say the brisket is just getting better and better every year. It's just seasoned just right this year, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. My name's Dan Wilson, and I'm running for Lafayette County Public School Zone 5. I'm a resident of Lafayette County for the past 42 years. my family moved here in 1965 during probably one of the most memorable times Lafayette County had as far as public schools were concerned. I'm a graduate of Stamps High School. I graduated from SAU, and I graduated from Texas A&M with an MS in financial management in 1999. I have a vested interest in this community like most of you here. I have involved myself in a number of organizations, but the one that stands out the most is the Rotary. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have an opportunity every Wednesday to meet at our public high school. And over the past 5 years, there has been one thing that is just glaring, and that is the appetite of our students in public school to improve and better their life. Rarely does anyone have an opportunity to talk about the most precious resource any county has, and that's its students. I came to the conclusion that I had something to contribute to our school system. And I'll be candid with you, when I went out and began familiarizing myself with our situation here in Lafayette County, it was really sobering to attend the school board meeting on the 19th of January. And the reason I'm saying that is it was just incredible how devastated our community has become as far as public education is concerned. Provided I'm elected, my emphasis will be on supporting our superintendent's vision to reorganize and to reset our public school system. He brought in a consultant, Mr. Hill. His recommendation was to right-size our public school system by combining the elementary and our high school together. In doing so, it creates an incredible opportunity for our community in a number of areas. I see a school board member as an integral part of our community as far as building relationships with the students and the parents of those students. And in doing so, we can assure our public school system that we will succeed during this transition. A couple of areas that I have that is of concern is to assure the safety of our students, our staff, and our faculty. An additional concern that I have is being able to strengthen the alliances we have with institutions. Those institutions that I'm focusing on are FFA and 4-H and the PTA. It's going to take our entire community to engage in order to reestablish our public school system. In our community, we are dealing with the most precious resource that we have, and that's our youth. And how you're best able to do that is by reaching out to the students and finding areas that are of interest to them. One thing that came to mind when I was out canvassing and talking to people was not everybody can play football. Not everybody is a natural athlete. But there are people, there are students that have aptitude for the arts, the performing arts, singing, dancing, reciting poetry. That's something that I think we as a community could engage our students and the members of the faculty. Another key thing that I wanted to emphasize was our local history. I'm holding up a book right here that was published by a local author, Madeline Pearson. It's a rich history of Lafayette County. This is the type of thing that I would advocate for as your school board member. And that is teaching our students about our county and the pride that they should hold being a resident of this community. In order for these things to transpire, it's going to require a commitment from our county and your vote. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you at the polls. Thank you.
I overlooked one candidate for our District 4 congressional seat. We're going to ask him to come up, Mr. James Russell.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you to the Farm Bureau for putting this together. I'll try to be brief because we're all digesting. I enjoy events like this one in particular, because this is a homecoming for me. Some of y'all may have known my grandfather or my father. If you knew Richard and Edith Russell running around town, taking care of things at the United Methodist Church, that was my grandfather. He was born here in Lewisville. He came and retired here back in '77, lived out the rest of his days here, and is buried right next to his wife Edith, right here at Wilson Cemetery. My dad, James Russell, worked for Walnut Creek Telephone Company for over 20 years. I lived here, I spent every summer, every holiday in Lewisville, walking the streets, learning names of everything, meeting the people, living amongst it. Moved here full time in '91 to attend SAU, and then again in '93 while working over in Waldo, Arkansas, and commuting. So I have over 25 years invested in the community. This is a place that matters to me. You know, we unfortunately didn't hold on to the land. How they got me beat on that shit. They made it 6 generations. We made it up to my granddad. And then my dad and my aunts couldn't get along on it, and they sold off the land. Unfortunate. But a little bit about me. I have spent the last 20 plus years in the healthcare industry. Started out at the Arkansas State Medical Board doing physician credentialing, making sure that the doctors you're going to see are who they say they are and have the training they were supposed to have. Transitioned from that over to Arkansas Children's Hospital, where I was a medical staff coordinator. Got me involved in all of the executive committees and everything else. Got me really interested in an area called bioethics. So took that, went to UCA, and we created a joint MD-JD program for me, focusing on legal, political, and ethical theory, how things work, how our laws work, where authority is derived from. And I want to take that knowledge and represent you, because it's all well and good to stand up here and make promises all day long. The bottom line is, the job is to sit down with the constituents, listen to your concerns, and bring them to Washington. If you got time to attend a high-dollar fundraiser, you got time to get back to Arkansas and meet your constituents face-to-face. We're lacking that. So, that's what I'm looking to do, is bring accountability back.
Now I know I got the big D next to my name. Yeah, I'm on that ballot. If anyone here happens to pick one of those up, I would surely appreciate your vote. If you're not sure about it, I would love to speak with you because I am not a East or West Coast Democrat. I am an Arkansas Democrat. I am strong on 2A. You're not going to take my guns. If I was any other stance, my dad would have already shot me over it. Family's got a long background in the military. Listing that would take more time than I had up here to begin with. But anyway, I'll keep it brief. I welcome anyone to come talk to me, come grab a card. It's got my personal cell phone number on it. Because I believe that our elected officials should be accountable to the people and easy to reach. So I welcome any conversation, any topic, any question, anytime. I appreciate your time this evening. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to take just 1 second to say about my senator, Senator Steve Kroll, as a mayor. He calls me periodically, about once a quarter, just to see what I need. He's a good man. It doesn't matter what party we're in. He cares about our community. So I think that I wanted to make sure that I said that, Senator. Thank you.
Okay, we're fixing to wrap this up, but while we are going to be drawing for our last gift card, again, $25 by Charlie Goodwin. Could Jerry Dew, could you go ahead and be please coming up? Okay, our winner of that gift card is Beth McDowell. Okay, while Jerry's making her way up, again, before I turn the mic over to her and then Jeremy Kitchens, the Vice President of Lafayette County Farm Bureau, I just want to thank you again on behalf of Arkansas Farm Bureau for all of y'all's attendance here tonight, making this such a great, well-attended event. Thank you.
We want to thank everybody that I sat down with our Gin City 4-H Club, 2 weeks ago, and we were doing our yearly planning for 2026, and they are a very ambitious group of kids. We worked on a mini library. We got a little grant from the 4-H Alumni Association last year and built a little mini library and installed it down in Gin City, and it just turned into this little community hub. It's just the coolest thing. And from that, it's like they are just like on fire to do stuff. And it's not just stuff for them, it's stuff for the community too. And I have been working in youth agriculture for 30 years. Been 31 years this year. I've worked in like 5 different counties, including counties that I've taught in. And I've worked with a lot of really good people. But, you know, before I came to Lafayette County, I prayed really hard. I was in a really bad spot. I was burnt out in my job, and I was worried about it. I had been doing extension for a long time, and I was about ready to go to Walmart, to be honest. I know y'all wouldn't know all this. But I prayed about it, and something told me to go talk to my boss about coming to Lafayette County. So I had a conversation with her, and I came over here, and I'm almost about to hit 4 years now. And it's the best thing, it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me professionally. Not just with 4-H, but with the farmers, the people that I've worked with over here. And I appreciate everyone so much. And that's just on my behalf. I still have these pins on my shirt. Sorry, y'all. I multitask. But anyway, when we were sitting down doing all this planning, I told them, I said, y'all, we gotta have money to do all this stuff. So we started rubbing our heads together, and finally we somehow came up with this Kiss the Pig contest, which I had never done one before. And I started making phone calls the next day. Miss Valerie, I wanted to talk to my boss before I pursued this. So I called Valerie first, and we had a conversation, and she volunteered, and then I just made phone call after phone call. And all of the people that volunteered to be nominees to be voted on, we appreciate y'all so much. We really, really do. This means a lot to the 4-H'ers, and we hope to do good things and things that you will get to see that they do this year from these donations that people have given. It's been an interesting vote. We came out pretty early with 3 major leaders. Miss Valerie jumped up there. You know, she was real popular. And down there at the benefit, the Riverbend benefit, the Mennonite boys took after Mr. Jimmy like a wildfire. I mean. So Mr. Jimmy jumped way up there, but there is one major winner who has come out on top. We've gotten some voting in this week at the office, and we appreciate the voting that everyone's done tonight. And I would have never imagined that $2 a vote on Kiss the Pig would have done this for us, but we appreciate y'all, and I'm happy to say we have a beautiful pig here, courtesy of Jacqueline Looney. It's been baked today. God took care of us because Mr. Jimmy didn't run him over this morning. But anyway, our winner to Kiss the Pig tonight for 4-H is our beloved, and we love him so much, Sheriff Jeff Black. Somebody got a camera?
back down. No, Jeffrey does not want this to be. Obi Sims has got a few words he's got to say, wherever he's at. There, here he comes. But after Obi, I've got the last few statements before we adjourn.
All right, what's up with Fayette County? Jeff Black, where are you at? I can now say Jeff is sure uppity warms. I never kissed a pig while I was sure. But anyway, hey, I want to say something real quick before the other thing I'm here to say. If you have never ran for an office, if you have never been an elected official, beside me losing my immediate family, running for office, y'all, is probably one of the most stressful things you'll ever do in your life. And until you've been there and done it, you just can't imagine. So whether you're running or you're already elected, you don't have an opponent, if you're an elected official, I take my hat off to you, because when you do win it, next thing you know, you got headaches forever. So it's not like a glory land job. And so for everybody that's running or anything, let's give them a hand just having the courage to be able to do it. Now the reason I'm here, Bradley, Arkansas. Y'all know where Bradley is? It's way down on the south end of the county. All right. We are having our chamber banquet March the 14th at 7 p.m. March the 14th at 7 p.m. Got a lot of good stuff going to go on. All you turkey hunters, for what it's worth, if you're a turkey hunter, I have the privilege of managing a ranch down there, and it's loaded with turkeys, it's slap loaded. We're going to auction off, I'll talk to the owner into auctioning off a turkey hunt. So nothing else, come bid on the turkey hunt, because it's a hunt you'll never forget if you love turkey hunting. So all you women want to get y'all's husband something special instead of something, y'all come by bid on and get him a turkey hunt. So, all right, appreciate y'all's time. Thank you.
I've got one announcement before we get dismissed. And we're going to have to plan a big birthday party. Lafayette County is going to turn 200 years old in October of 2027. So we need to get that on everybody's mind. We're going to have to come up with something for the county to do for being 200 years old. Also, we want to thank every one of y'all coming out tonight and visiting with us and eating our food. We want to thank all the candidates for showing up and getting to meet and greet everybody. It's nice to be able to meet the candidates that we're going to vote for in the upcoming elections. Well, we thank you all for showing up here this evening.
For the record,